Middle refers to the housing types that are missing between the ones that are predominantly existing in Arlington, and that is single dwellings on a single lot or mid and high-rise development in the areas that we plan for high density. And within that, there are a whole lot of other housing types that people enjoy throughout the country, whether they be duplexes or triplexes or small multiplex apartment buildings. And on most of the land that we devote to residential development in Arlington, it is not possible to build that as a matter of right. So missing is clearly those housing types we don't see being created, and the middle connotes those range of housing types that are available between the two extremes. So as part of dealing with housing, which as you both know is a huge challenge and it requires a lot of different strategies, we've wanted to look at the land use strategy because unlike others, it doesn't require any direct government subsidy, and it can allow you to better utilize the resources that you already have in a community, and that is your land.
Well, that means we had this conversation with Montgomery County last week about Thrive 2050 of changing county plans so that you could put more housing on less land. Does this mean the end of single-family homes? I think Arlington is 70% single-family homes. Is that right, somewhere?
No, so 24% of our housing stock are single-family
Only
properties.
24%?
But it exists on 75% of our residential land. So
is single-family zoning going to be a thing of the past?
No, not at all.
That's the fear.
That's the fear, but it's not borne out in the results of the study thus far. And what is proposed in Arlington is something that is an incremental way forward to deal with some of these mismatches. You look at a community that you allow single-family dwellings only. What this proposal says is let's look at the same footprint that you can currently build that single-family home, but allow multiple dwellings within that so that you can create more units on a particular lot, each of those units being a smaller size than what would be permissible if it were only a single dwelling. And let's let that provide some natural market-oriented housing supply increases to accommodate the demand.
And you do need it, Matt, but there is a political aspect of this. On the ballot Tuesday, Matt Ferranti is up for a re-election. Everyone had expected him to win easily, but he himself has said this week that he's worried people are not going to be on to this. And some people have said one of the reasons is people are going to vote in defense of single-family zoning to send a message to the board that you're moving too fast.
Since you mentioned Matt Ferranti, he's being challenged by two independent candidates. One of them is Adam Theo. The other one is candidate Audrey Clement, who has been such a perennial candidate that some people joke that I've lived in Arlington for at least 6 Audrey Clement campaigns. But Democrats usually win. With the tension around housing growth in the county, could this year be different? Could Matt Ferranti be facing a more difficult challenge?
I don't think Matt's in any jeopardy of losing the election, but we'll wait for the will of the voters to be expressed through all the votes that are cast through and including November 8th. So I don't think that's a reality, but this has brought out some real extreme passions in our community. And one of the things that I think is most unfortunate are that very few people actually understand why we're proposing what we're proposing, what is actually proposed, and have unfortunately fallen prey to some of the apocalyptic visions of people who really don't want any change and don't want any public policy to address the very real concerns that we have a very big mismatch.
Is it the board's fault that people are not informed? That maybe
I won't assign fault, but it's our responsibility to try to bring the community together.
We do here.
At least 3 people